Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Placemaking in Small and Rural Communities, an exciting joint collaboration between USDA Rural Development and the University of Kentucky's Community and Economic Development Initiative of Kentucky. My name is Xochitl Torres Small. I'm the Undersecretary for Rural Development, and I am just so thrilled to get to be part of this exciting collaboration and the important dialogue that's going to happen today with all of you present. So good morning, it's lovely to be with you, and thank you again for taking time out of your incredibly busy schedules to make space for this deeper work, this deeper learning in placemaking. You and I know that placemaking is what rural economic development is all about, but it's easy to get caught up in our day-to-day tasks and to-do lists. It's easy to forget about that big picture of what it means to have, to build, or to maintain or grow a sense of place. That reason that brings all of us to do that work. A hometown where kids want to stay because there is opportunity. A place where an aging parent and grandparents are able to stay because they have the type of housing and healthcare that they need. A community where harder economies of scale are overcome because people work hard and they work together. Another way of talking about capacity and partnerships. So thank you for taking 2 days to really focus on placemaking. It's incredibly valuable. And at the end of the day, it's what brings us to this work. If you are involved in a rural community, if you do rural economic development, there's a reason why you're committed to that place. There's something about where you choose to live or where you choose to work that brings your best self to that work every single day. And that's what we're here to talk about. When I think about placemaking, so many rural towns and communities come to mind. The geography of these special spots often comes to mind first. It could be the surrounding mountains or a river that runs through the middle of town. In some parts of the country, deep forests mean home. And for me, a desert means home. But very quickly next, when we think of a place, we think of the faces. We think of the people of that place. And we think about how they're doing. Are there enough jobs? Is there enough housing? Are the schools in good shape? Is the hospital still open? Healthcare, housing, schools, broadband, these are all bricks in the foundation of place. Each brick makes a difference, and the return on investment of each new brick is truly incredible. And we get to be part of that. When I think of place, another thing I think of are the ingenuity of people and their dreams. I think of a recent RBCS grant that was awarded in Jackson County, Kentucky. I got to meet the applicant recently during a visit to Kentucky, where just $50,000 in grant money was used to leverage a clear and thoughtful community vision which created a container farm at the Jackson County High School. The grant is enabling the purchase of a container farm unit, electrical and water setup, launch supplies, and site preparation. This is how a new farm will help students, families, and entrepreneurs learn how to grow fresh vegetables year-round and improve the local food supply. This collaborative effort is an innovative community business idea that becomes part of the glue that holds a rural county and town together. Because the people of every community, rural, urban, and suburban, crave new opportunities as well as good tasting food. So the key to the work we do at Rural Development is to always remember that vision for a place has to come from that place itself. I often tell people to think of rural development as a partner in whatever it is that they want for their communities. We're a partner that supports their vision, not vice versa. So yes, we provide financing, but when we're at our best, our culture, our approach is less like a bank and more like a good neighbor. That's one of the reasons we're prioritizing capacity building, because as a good neighbor, we know that many communities need a significant amount of technical assistance to begin to be able to access all that the federal government can offer. As you know, small towns don't have built-in grant writers. This is the vision of the Rural Partners Network, and I encourage you to think about that new program, that new structure and approach in your conversations over the next 2 days. How can we use the Rural Partners Network and then in a way that will not only make the biggest difference in the individual communities, but also in that network, in transforming the way federal government listens to and serves rural America across the country, so that it will teach us what works and what doesn't, what we need more of, what we need less of. They will teach us how to truly invest in places. So let's make sure we leverage Rural Partners Network for today and tomorrow. And speaking of today and tomorrow, please take full advantage of your time together at this meeting. Be curious with each other, ask questions while you are here, and then take the time to follow up more in the days and weeks that follow. I hope you make new connections, you compare notes and share ideas, and that you let this special event become the beginning of a new era of placemaking in rural America, grounded in the unique beauty of each community and its people that bring you here today, dedicated to their vision and supported by our partnership. Thank you so much for taking the time again to be here, for allowing me to help kick you off, and I hope that you have a wonderful meeting. With that, I'll turn it over to Melissa Bond.
Thank you, Undersecretary. We appreciate you being here to kick off our conference today. We are so excited to get to have the first ever placemaking in small and rural communities. I want to share with you a little bit about how to get the most out of our conference and how to enjoy our time together. Our very first tip is, please remember, technology will be technology. As we go through this, we have so much to learn and so much to cover, and we're excited to get to have you with us. Be flexible with us, and we will enjoy interacting with you throughout the next 2 days. So first, I want to talk about the platform that you're on. You all are joining in with us on Whova. So we want to tell you a little bit about how to interact in Whova and how to navigate. So to orient to the platform, this is an interactive platform. You can watch through Whova through the website or the app that you're using. You can personalize your profile and your notifications. If you've been getting a lot of notifications in your window, then there's a little wheel in the top corner with your, if you have it on your phone, there's a little circle with your picture or your name. You can tap that and go to settings and adjust the notifications to your liking. You can also adjust your profile in the web app. As you can see here, you have an opportunity to edit your bio. You can add in any information that you'd like the other attendees to know. We've had 1,500 people register for this. So we've been really excited about this interaction, but we also know that it's a great opportunity for you to network with people across the whole country, with small towns just like yours. So to navigate Whova, to find your agenda, I hope you've all already figured that out to join our first session, but to find the agenda, there's the button right there that says agenda. If you click on sessions, it'll give you the opportunity to pop up any window and join that session. When the broadcast is live, it will show up there. If it's not, there'll be a notice saying this is not live yet. We ask you not to join through Zoom if possible. We prefer you join through Whova, because then we can have all of the interaction on the same platform for everyone to work with. In that same list on your right, there's a button for community. There's a button to see all the other attendees and a place to share messages with other people and to connect as we go. We also have a space for you to upload photos. We've already had several people throughout the week upload exciting photos about mural activities they've done. We just had an attendee just yesterday get to take part in a mural engagement opportunity with their youth in their small town, and she shared photos, and it's so inspiring to see what you all are doing across the country. And this is a chance for us to share that together and to celebrate your successes, as well as give advice. So please be active in those spaces, because those are the ways that we can really build community with each other over the next couple of days. The other reason we love this app is because of the chat windows. So in the screen where you're watching us now, on the right, there will be an opportunity through our sessions throughout the day to activate the chat. There's also going to be opportunities for us to give polls with you, to poll your take on things, to poll what's going on. We may ask you things like, where are you calling? Where are you logging in from? Or have you ever participated in the community mural project? We want to know because we want to make those connections. Also, we have icebreakers. I've seen nearly 100 of you do those so far. It's a great way to get to introduce each other and check in and ask some fun little questions just to see what other people are interested in. So a few more tips about Whova. Our sessions are being recorded and uploaded live. So as these are recorded, if for some reason you do have to step away throughout the day, it'll be okay. This content will be uploaded over the next couple of days for you to go back and watch. Or if a speaker says something that really stands out to you and you think, oh, wow, I want to go back and revisit that, you'll have the opportunity to watch it again. So don't be worried about missing anything. You'll be able to catch up. Also, our speaker bios and contact info are all available. You can look at their info, you can see the projects they've done, you can contact them directly in. Many of you have figured out that you can link your LinkedIn profile directly to the app. So this is an opportunity to make those networking connections even stronger on a professional level. There is a button for live transcripts that you can see. If you click on that, you can hide the captions or adjust your settings however you need to make sure that you have the best experience you can. As I said before, we've had 1,500 registrations. So because of that, we do have it set so that you are muted and unable to share camera, because I know you love your dog or your cat or your coffee maker running in the background, but the rest of us don't need to hear it to have you appreciate it. So we've decided to disable that feature for this time. Again, please type any questions or comments into the Whova Q&A at any time, and our team will be available to help you. We want to have just a few ground rules to have our best time together. After we've done this orientation of the platform, just remember, please be kind. We're all real people and we're all excited to learn today. And just remember that as the speakers go, some of the content may not fit your needs. Perhaps we're having a session where someone is sharing some beginner strategies to placemaking, but you're already 3 years into your community plan. We still celebrate the efforts you've made, but just consider this may not be relevant to you, but it's helping someone else out there. So take whatever works for you and feel free to leave the rest. Please go with the flow as we navigate this. Technology will be technology. After the past 2 years, we have all learned that we will just adapt. If some sessions are starting late or we're having a delay with the feed, our team will make sure to post it in the chat and make an announcement so that you know. The way we've structured the day is to make sure that we have breaks built in just to have that buffer between sessions. So if a session runs long, we'll have time to catch up for the next one. Just be flexible with us as we go through the day. And please treat each other as if we're all in the room together. I wish we could be in the room together and see you and have this interaction face to face, but I also love the flexibility and opportunity this has given us. Because of this online opportunity, we have had people join from every single state and territory that we have. And to me, we've had tribal nations participate. We have Guam, the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico present. And we're so excited to be able to have this opportunity to share this information in a way we couldn't in person. A little bit about the conference agenda and outline that we have so that you know how the next 2 days are going to flow. Project for Public Spaces and the NEA will kick us off on each day. So we have a full session with Project for Public Spaces today to share their expansive work that they've done in placemaking and the groundbreaking efforts that they've made to really establish quality placemaking in our communities. Then tomorrow, the NEA will kick us off with all of the work they've done in creative placemaking, as well as some opportunities and resources to share. Throughout the afternoon, as you've seen in the agenda, we have 4 major topics that we're focusing on. We're not saying that these are an exhaustive measure of what placemaking is. We're not saying that if you follow these 4 steps, you will absolutely have succeeded in a placemaking plan. But we do recognize that those placemaking steps, that a good placemaking plan includes an element from each of these 4 things. So this afternoon, you'll hear from presenters all the way through that cover those different topics. Then tomorrow afternoon, we're going to visit some case studies from some communities in Kentucky that have implemented some of these activities in our toolkit and do a really good deep dive so that you are completely prepared and familiar with our toolkit that we have and how to navigate it successfully at the conclusion of this conference. Please, please chat away. Chatting away is the fun part. The engagement is the fun part. So please take advantage of that all throughout this time. And even throughout the evenings, you can join on the boards up to a few months afterwards. We can always revisit our conversations. Now, we've had a lot of hype about this toolkit, and we're really excited about it. But we've also had some questions. So I want to just cover a few more things about what we have to offer. For example, I've heard, so who is CEDIK? Why are you making this toolkit and why are you hosting this conference? So I want to give you a little background about our organization and the way that we've worked in placemaking within Kentucky. The Community Economic Development Initiative of Kentucky, also known as CEDIK, it rhymes with medic. Our mission is to catalyze positive change, and we build engaged communities and vibrant economies. We're the community development branch that's housed in the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environment at the University of Kentucky. How many of you have heard of cooperative extension? You may have heard of 4-H or agriculture, or you may have heard of the family consumer sciences programs that exist across the country, or community economic development. That's a similar branch that we work with. We work directly with extension. We have people who are extension employees, and we also directly work with our mayors, communities, and small towns across the country to engage them. We're that community-specific outreach arm for cooperative extension in Kentucky. We've been around since 2010, and we're unique in the way that we provide research and information that supports community economic development. We assist in building the leadership and organizational capacity of people and communities. We support that community decision-making, and we value collaborative initiatives. We also work to facilitate partnerships and networks that help communities thrive economically, physically, and socially. We got into placemaking several years ago because we focus on these 5 pillars of engagement. We have staff that specialize in economic development, community leadership development, healthy communities, arts engagement, and community design. And for those of you who've been doing placemaking for a while, you know that placemaking cannot happen in a silo. It requires those cross-sector partnerships and engagements to create those ideas and generate that momentum and move forward. So over the years, our staff in each of these areas have worked together on initiatives to support rural communities and help them to find their sense of place. We also identify data sets to organize around, and we create projects for them to do. But we believe that the residents are the experts. We know we are not the experts in this field. All of you who live in your own town, in your own community, you're the expert. We just try to work with you to support your initiatives that you see. I want to share specifically a very unique component of CEDIK and of the Kentucky Extension Service, because this will come up later throughout the conference and give you some background on the ways that we engage in arts, design, and planning. Kentucky is one of only 4 states that has a community arts branch in our cooperative extension system. Many states have 4-H, agriculture, natural and resources, and family consumer sciences. But very few states also have a community arts pillar. So what this means is we have extension agents and full-time staff that work on the ground in rural communities in Kentucky doing community and economic development through the arts. We have a total of 15 full-time staff that some of them are across the state, some of them are in regions, some of them are housed specifically in counties. And these staff fall into arts, design, or planning. We also have faculty housed in our College of Design and our College of Communications and our College of Fine Arts that provides that support and that research component that can also engage our University of Kentucky students to work directly in our communities. This unique program launched in 2005, and it's important to us that we celebrate the arts and culture and design that already exists in these communities. We just get to be the opportunity to spark more momentum and more creativity in this way. Through partnership with the USDA Rural Development, we're so excited to launch this Rural America Placemaking Toolkit. This is a collection of resources, activities, and best practices that we've learned in our years here in Kentucky, doing this work since 2005, as well as with placemakers across the country and other universities and departments that you'll hear from throughout the day, as well as direct on the ground community architects, landscape architects, planners, and coaches. So now let's talk about this toolkit. I know that's what you're all here for. So we've been asked, why do we need a rural specific toolkit? Well, I don't know about you, but I live in a community of 5,000 people. I've never lived in New York, Chicago, LA, Atlanta, Miami, but I've heard my whole life through culture, experience, movies, TV, music, that each of these places are completely different from each other. Each of these cities has their own identity. They have unique flavors and foodways, landmarks, city cultures, even inside jokes. Well, as this project developed and we started really getting into placemaking, over the years, it started to seem like most of the placemaking efforts focused on these large metropolitan areas. Most of the projects related to their infrastructure, their built environment, their large options, their versions of transportation. And for us, all of these large cities may be different and unique and have culture, but we believe the exact same thing can be said for a community of 800 people in Nebraska. Those of you who live in a town of 7,000 people in Michigan, or if you live in a town of 50,000 people in Texas, your community, however small it is, you have a story. You have unique foodways. You have special landmarks and many cultures that contribute to your shared identity. Now, our goal with this toolkit is to establish a resource guide that will showcase a variety of placemaking activities, projects, and success stories from across rural America. We created this website as a way to highlight the importance of placemaking in your rural communities and provide a comprehensive resources that we're going to regularly update from here on out to feature new projects, activities, and successes. So throughout the day, you're going to hear examples from Missouri, Iowa, Indiana, California, Illinois, and more. You're going to hear from Project for Public Spaces and National Endowments for the Arts, and all of these will have a laser focus on rural communities and opportunities so that you can relate to it. There's so many placemaking resources out there, and they're amazing, and we use them all the time. But we're excited to show you examples that can happen in a town of 100, 800, 500, up to 50,000, so that you know immediately that these resources will be relevant to a town like yours. So some of these examples are going to involve a small, simple to do project that you can do in a month with little to no money. And some of these are going to be comprehensive, in-depth 200-page guidebooks that take you through a deep dive in placemaking experience. So what I'd like to do now is share with you and give you a quick tour of the toolkit that we will go into much deeper later tomorrow. But I just want to give you a teaser so that you know what we're going to be talking about throughout the next couple of days. Give me 1 second while I adjust my screen. All right. So welcome to the Rural America Placemaking Toolkit. This is our resource to identify placemaking projects that align with your community capacity. So the way we've structured this toolkit is, first, if you're just starting out and you're getting started and you just think, where do I go? How do I learn more about placemaking? It's still a little nebulous and I need to know what's going on. You can hop over to our Get Started guide and it'll take you straight to some answers. We talk about what placemaking is. We celebrate Project for Public Spaces and their definition, but we also include that there's other definitions of placemaking. And I will be going through this quickly, but you will have access this tomorrow to read in depth, to enjoy and study on your own. We talk a little bit about tactical urbanism and the difference between tactical urbanism and new ruralism that the American Society of Landscape Architects have coined as a way to use these urbanist approaches, but in a rural environment. So after you learn all of that, maybe you're trying to decide, well, I'm not really sure where my community falls on the placemaking spectrum, but we have a survey that you can take, and we believe that you should definitely take advantage of all the very in-depth assessments that we have, but also this is like a 5 minutes or less quick start survey that just asks you some very simple questions about whether this sounds like your community or not. And you rate whether it does, and then you'll get results at the end, whether you're in a beginner, intermediate, or advanced level, and you'll get some recommendations on activities to try. Say you know your level, or you've taken the quiz and you're ready to jump in. So what we've done is organized by these 4 categories, any activities to share. Let's start with creative community conversations, because every placemaking plan has to start with a conversation about what your identity is and who you want to engage. So what we have throughout here is we have examples, both activities that we have created and tested for years in Kentucky, but also we have activities that come from other universities, other communities, and other professionals. We also have sections in each section where we spotlight something really cool that's happened that we just believe deserves to be celebrated as a placemaking project across the country. You can learn from how to do it based on how they do, but it may not give you the step-by-step directions that you need. So say you decide, all right, I'm ready to jump in. I want to know what these projects look like. So for example, on each project page, we have a breakdown of what is the project, what's the time frame to complete it, how much will it cost, and what are keywords. And over time, as we can add to this resource, these will become sortable fields that you can click on and see all different opportunities with these as we get more content. Then you can follow the how-to guide, which will have a downloadable resource that you can print out that's anywhere from 5 pages up to a couple hundred pages of whatever the topic is and how you can engage it in your own community. To continue, under community and cultural assessments, if you want to learn more about that area and you feel like that's where your community really needs to focus, you have an opportunity there as well. Here's examples of some of the activities and the resources. And it's really important to us to share that we know we are not an authority in any way on placemaking. We just value having a collection of rural activities that you can use in your community easy. So we are very excited that this toolkit is comprehensive and it showcases all of the great work that has already been done in this field. We give credit to the author, to the resource, to the source, and we send you to their pages to explore it. In addition, at the bottom of each page, after we've used some of these spotlights, and we also have, because I'm sure you're thinking, well, I have an amazing project that we've done in our community, and I would love for other communities to get to try it. I think it would fit for them too. Well, if that's the case, we have an opportunity here that you can visit to share your project, resource, or spotlight with us. You can submit information about it along with your contact info and any relevant information. And we will be continually updating this to regularly add to our database so that we can have the most comprehensive resource on rural creative placemaking there is. We also have a directory of financial assistance that's organized by region that you can select to see if there are entities that fund placemaking efforts in your community. We also have a technical assistance provider directory that we're continually adding to. So if you are a technical assistance provider or you're with an organization that funds these type of opportunities, whether it's through grants, financial support, or if you're a community foundation, we would love for you to add your information. And throughout the day, our team will be dropping the links to those forms in the chats and on the boards so that you can easily add to it so that we will be able to collect all of this and showcase your good work across the country. Our favorite thing about this site is that it's ever changing. Our website is not a step-by-step model because we know that placemaking is not a one-size-fits-all approach. We encourage you to browse through the website over the next couple days as we go live with it and share it with you so that you can create your customized plan that's right for you. We're learning about new projects every week. We can't wait to get them loaded on the site for you to explore. And we also know that there are thousands of projects out there that we've not even heard from yet. If your community has your great example, please share with us and we'll have that information for you to fill out that form so we can spotlight you as well. For now, as part of our commitment to creative engagement throughout the day, in our next session, you're also going to see a really engaging window in each presentation. We have Matt Orley of Big Paper Strategy, and he will be on hand for the next 4 sessions. He's going to live illustrate our conference. We've been on Zoom the past 2 years, and we know good and well, Zoom fatigue is real. It can be very challenging to stay engaged and active and to enjoy participating in Zoom all day, every day. So Matt will have a live feed you can click on and watch as he creatively illustrates. And it's almost like a comic book style that just unfolds in front of you that ties directly in with our speakers and the content they have to share. And even better, later this week, those will be available to view and print out and have access to on our toolkit so that you can remember and reflect on all of the key notes. It's like he takes notes so you don't have to. And I guarantee his notes look much better than the kind of chicken scratch that I'm going to do on a piece of scrap paper. You'll see him active in our next session, and we'll actually get to hear from Matt later today during our creative community engagement session. As we move throughout the day, each of our speakers will be sharing their working definition of placemaking, because the truth is there's no one singular definition. We don't have a one-size-fits-all process, but we hope by the end of our 2 days together, you will have a clear idea of what placemaking means to you and how to celebrate your identity and community. Also, how to apply it to your own town. And if you're already a few years into your placemaking journey, we hope the conference will give you new, fresh inspiration, new ideas, and the motivation you need to continue your good work. Now, for now, I also want to mention that we have breaks built in between every session. It's going to feel a little jarring at first that we go 30 to 40 minutes and then we stop. But as you go through this, I think you'll be grateful for the breaks and for the stops. It'll give you the chance to check your email, make a phone call, grab your coffee, and then know that you can come back so that when you come back, you can give your full attention to our next speakers because you'll have that break again in the next session. I'm so excited you all are here, and I can't wait to interact with you on the boards. I can't wait to interact with our speakers throughout the next 2 days, and I'm excited to monitor your question and answer time and share them with our speakers. Our speakers will also be joining in on the board, so if there's a question that you ask that I don't notice to moderate to ask to that person, it's okay. They'll be able to answer your question, and that board will live on to revisit and go back to have those discussions. So for now, we're going to sign off on this broadcast, and please join us back at 11 a.m. so that we can revisit, and we will be talking with Project for Public Spaces and engaging with them with what they have to offer us. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back at 11.